Hi! In this video I will explain how you can configure the Labelizer in the Producthero app. Log in and go to the Labelizer. Click on the Wizard button. Here you determine your strategy. This includes setting up your Producthero target ROAS and number of clicks. They both determine the distribution of your products over the 4 labels. In the following example, I will explain how this works. The ROAS is on the y-axis, and let's say you set a Producthero target ROAS of 200%. This means that products with an actual ROAS that is higher than the 200% become a hero or sidekick. And products with an actual ROAS that is lower than the 200% will become a zombie or villain. And now the number of clicks. This is on the x-axis. You set the number of clicks in the Labelizer at 15. This means that products that have more than 15 clicks will become a hero or villain. And products with less than 15 clicks will become a sidekick or zombie. So, if a product has a higher actual ROAS than 200% Producthero target ROAS, and it has more clicks than the 15 you set, it becomes a hero. Now we understand how the Producthero target ROAS and the number of clicks work, so let's go back to the Labelizer wizard. The next step is knowing which values you need to use for these metrics. We give an advice for both. You can find this by clicking on the pencil. For example, the one of the Producthero target ROAS. We recommend setting a Producthero target ROAS that is at least 25% lower than your actual ROAS, which we get from your Google Ads account. We recommend setting the number of clicks lower than the average number of clicks you need to get a conversion. How much lower depends on the way the products are distributed over the 4 labels. You also have to set your date range. This setting lets you choose your historical performance to segment your products. You can select different date ranges, varying from the last 7 days up to the last 60 days. We usually advise using the last 30 days. The next step of the Labelizer wizard shows the daily budget advice, which you can use in your Google Ads campaigns. This advice is based on the Labelizer strategy you just set and on your historical performance. We recommend using this advice as a guideline. Make sure to take into account seasonality and the total budget you can spend. Click on Next, check your summary and have a look at the supplemental feed. This feed needs to be added in the Merchant Center in order to use the Labelizer campaigns in Google Ads. Select an empty custom label in which you want to put the Labelizer. Then copy the supplemental feed URL, which is going to be pasted into the Merchant Center later. Click on Save and your Labelizer setup in the Producthero app is done. Watch our video to find out how you can create a Producthero supplemental feed in your Merchant Center.